2. Y equals 3 times x, so whenever I plug in a number for x, I just multiply it by 3 to get y. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3, and so on. So that was the first part, fill out the table. The second part is graph the equation on an xy plane. I'll go ahead and sketch an xy plane. And I know my y values need to go up to positive 6 and down to negative 6. So I'll make this positive 6. This will be negative 6. That means, let's see, 3 and negative 3 would be about here. And I won't worry about making the scales exactly the same for the x and y axis, but I will make these tick marks a little smaller than I did up there, to emphasize that the slant here is going to be stronger. It's going to be higher than it was up here. All right, so I've got a point at negative 2, negative 6. Negative 1, negative 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 2, 6. And look, if you're comfortable with graphing this line, as I think almost all of you are, with only 2 points, then go ahead and do that. You can just plot 2 points, draw the straight line through that. I'm just doing this for practice because this table will be useful when we get to more complicated equations. Whoops. All right, so the graph looks something like that. Now I need to give the shape of the graph, the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the slope. And again, for the shape of the graph, all I really want here is that you know this is a line. The x-intercept is the point where you cross the x-axis, so that's the origin for this equation, for this graph. Same for the y-intercept, it's where you cross the y-axis, and so for us it's the origin again. And then the slope, if you're used to y equals mx plus b, you know that the slope is 3 here. And another way to say that is every time you go over 1, you should be going up by the amount of the slope. So when I go over 1, I go up 3. That means my slope is 3.